Maybe I don't fight everything that comes up against me this time around, but probably I will. Welcome to Graeme Games. My name's Graeme. This is a game. Today we're playing Fabular, Once Upon a Spacetime. This is a demo build. It is a spacefaring action role-playing roguelike, which, like, two of those things are two of my all-time favorite things. Love roguelikes, love action RPGs, curious to see how it fits into space. I couldn't really pass it up. Sir Lombardo, which I dig it. I dig the armor all along the tail. I think he's got a nice confident pose. He's really rocking that helmet. Lombardo's a good guy. Good morning, young majesty. You're quite early today? Itching to get your daily dose of training? Father may call on me at any time. You know I want to be ready. Am I a space person too? A space lizard? We're all space people in this game and beyond, but specifically am I a space lizard? Oh, every lizard under every rock in the kingdom knows how much you want to go after the Void Lords, young one. But your father has his reasons for not letting you go. This old gecko here, for example, would like nothing more than to go himself. But his king ordered him to stay put and guard the castle while keeping an eye out on his last remaining heir to the throne. Speaking of whom, are you ready for today's session? I'm curious if you can like shuffle, or if that's like indicating something about the response. Let's go get to it. What's on the agenda? Or this one, you know, it has like the little info thing. Do you still believe I shall not go? Do you not believe in me, master? Let's just get things going. Well, you've been practicing 7 days a week for the last 7 weeks. You're not likely to get any sharper than this. Who'd have known that 49 days was all it took? You reach that peak so quickly. You start from like a freshly born lizard, and then like a toddler, then a teen, then a young adult, then 49 days later you've peaked. It comes about very quickly, just right on a turn. I don't know about the lifespan of these lizards. Maybe that's 3/4 of his life. As the saying goes, repetition breeds expertise. It should be like repetition breeds reptilians. Something along those lines, right? How about we go through the basics again, and before you ask, yes, we can spar at the end. Let's do it. I'm excited. Take me along. Follow me to training, little one. Well, I'll select my node. I will say, I have no concept of what like the battles or the gameplay of this is. Here we are, young one. Show me what you can do. You show me what I can do. You're the master. You're the one leading the charge here. That's how training works in my mind. I'm a space robot. I don't even care what you have to say, dude. I'm a spaceship that has swords. I couldn't care less about what you have to, I did want to read it eventually. Flight control's nominal. Let's test your weapon system. Basically, don't fly into things. Hit dummy with quick melee combos. Ha ha. This is so weird. Also, the lighting effects on these, like, they aren't static imagery. There's actually real effects going on with the rocks and things, which is really peculiar, but also quite interesting. Oh, charge up attack. I like the thrusty stabs. Oh, I gotta chain combos here. Heavier blow. I'm way ahead of you. I've already been doing that. It's my bread and butter. That's my favorite way to space sword. Maybe now and again you just gotta get a little like demolition derby going on. Smush in between a rock and, you know, a flying space rock and a spaceship. That's presumably an adequately hard space. Stun him with perfect attacks. Was I not doing perfect attacks? I thought they were quite good. Oh, it's a charge up thing again. You gotta do it right when the cockpit flashes. That's a very nice, clear signal. We're spinning out of control. Oh, I showed that drone what's up. That was a very good explosion. I don't think any of that makes sense in space. I don't think that's how explosions would work, but I'm fine with it. Kill things, gather up precious orbs. any game worth its metal would have at least some form of some orbery. We have a blastable ranged attack. Okay, pretty effective. There is a quick ranged, and I already did the heavy ranged, and a perfect. So that's gonna be the same thing of getting the flash off. That was, I shot more than I needed. If your shield loses all its hit points, it'll be gone for the rest of a battle. So I can flip up the shield to the front there to attack incoming melee attacks, and then as soon as I attack, it comes back on. I gotta say, I wouldn't expect a game with space swords to be all about like timing and blocking and things, unless we were talking like very specifically about like Star Wars, the space warsiest, the space swordsiest war thing there is. My fuel reserves have run out. Traveling without sunblast, it causes considerable damage to your ship. Fortunately, all ships run a teleportation beacon, so you can travel to them at no cost. I suggest you teleport to one immediately and spend some stardust. Meet me at the next star map node when you have enough sunblast to continue. Oh, my bad. Whoopsie poopsie. Left that behind. Big old accident. I believe you're looking for sunblast. Want to buy some sunblast? Don't say it like that. I know I'm saying it for you, but that's how I picture you saying it, and it makes it seem like you're doing something shady. Could also repair my armor. I guess I'll just buy more sunblast. Maybe I overspent though. Come on, let's head home. We skipped so much. Halt! Your money or your life. What's going on? What? Bandits here, so close to the palace? How dare you? Step aside, young one. Let me teach those scoundrels a lesson. It's interesting that they have swords and then they put swords on the outside of their ships. Like you don't want to mix it up in some way. The ship is made out of swords and you use spears or something. You know, just get some variety out there. Maybe it's more of a thematic thing. Or that you wouldn't add, I don't know, like a big tail whip or claws or something reptilian to your ships. But maybe they're trying to elevate it. Prestige. Something a little bit fancier, high class than just baser reptilian lizard instincts. No, Lombardo. It is time I proved myself. Consider this my graduation. Whoa! Don't get ahead of yourself. You lack any real experience in a starfight. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say, so maybe it is time to test yourself. Alright, get out there. Get yourself killed. Oh, cool, those axes have big muskets. Alright, I'm sorry for ragging on the style of weaponry that anyone in this game or space world uses, because that's awesome and I love it and I think it's super cool. And honestly, how could you ever go wrong when using spaceships that swing swords? Melee attacking spaceships. That was instantly the best thing I had ever heard. I truly didn't even need to know more about anything from this game than that. Like, I can clearly like earn equipment and things and swap it out too, which is so rad. Here, well, we got sunburst. That's good. Look what the cat dragged in. Thank you, big metal horse. That's very fun. Stardust. Cosmic currency, filtering and condensing the dust of the cosmos takes a long time, hence its value. I'm curious how much stardust it takes to make one little coin there. Young Majesty, are you all right? Whoa. Have you seen that, Lombardo? They went supernova. I'm victorious. I'm the best there's ever been. I would fight you right now to prove myself. Proud of you. There's no time. While you were sparring, I received a call from the royal palace that your kingly father wishes to speak with you personally. Or would you be a fatherly king? He's the father first. Kingly is an adjective. Good. I like that he has his priorities in order. Could it be the call that I've been hoping for? Well, there's only one way to find out. Gather your equipment and your thoughts as well, if I, may suggest. And return to the palace immediately. Bingo! I don't know. we're just getting the story rolling here, right? I feel comfortable paraphrasing a lot of that. Is this Lombardo? I think it must be. Like, the pose is the same, but he looks a lot less decorative when he's not pimped out in straight gold. Lord Chamberlain. Yeah, hook me up with some advice. Oh, maybe that's just like a hollow... Their hollow technology is yellow instead of blue. Can't have laser swords. Gotta have, like, legitimate metal ones. Can't have blue holograms. Everyone just doesn't want to get it confused with, you know, a universe super off in the distance. I bid you welcome, Royal Highness, on the threshold of the adventure of your life. So my father is out of options and must let me go. He changed his mind at last. How do I look? How is my father? He is king. The realm suffers. Oh. And the only thing he can do about it is the one he wants most to avoid. How well would you be in his place? He spends too much time in the flow for a man of his age. He's just like vibing, just listening to some sick beats, some Snoop Dogg maybe, practicing his flow. He would never even ride it properly. Just lies back in and lets it take him along. No, it's just like one of those lazy rivers where you sit in an inflatable tube and it just takes you along. He says he needs a vision, a miracle of some sort, but the flow is not what it used to be. It's like the Force. I think everything in this is like, not everything. Sword, ships. I was kidding, it's not actually very Star Warsian, but everything else kind of is, and it kind of seems like they're really danced around that. It takes his strength and gives him nothing but troubled dreams, which are the least of our problems right now. So the situation is deteriorating. Indeed, in absence of the elder heart, the flow went from abundant to waning, and so did sorcery. Less sorcery led to meager yields, over-fertilizing, spoiled water tables, and environmental disasters all over the realm. Planetary biomes are decaying, populaces are starving, and once the flow loses all momentum, the stars will start dying too. We need to recover the elder heart to get things right, and suitable candidates are somewhat sparse. Oh yeah, that's the same as the really old spleen from Star Wars. Everything here has a perfect comparative. I guess this is where I come in at last. Well, I guess maybe the crisscross thing is that either means it's a choice to be made, like a branching choice, or it just means it progresses the story. It certainly seems so. His Majesty wishes to fill you in on the details personally. You may approach the throne. Thanks, Boo. Here you are. Come closer so that I can see you. You look like you're doing quite well, Father. Oh, I don't know. He is all hooked up to his chair. Maybe it's just like a massage chair, though. It's pumping like nice saline liquid into his armor there and just keeping him rejuvenated. You are not well. They want me to stay out of the flow until I regain my strength. But how could I? I need a vision. I need to know. Know what, Father? My men, my sons, where are they? What have become of them? Got to know, got to see. Your sorceresses have spent years searching in vain. There are no answers in the flow. It's just a mess of conjectures, contradictions, and have-been echoes. I wish I could show you, but I have missed the opportunity. I just finished reading Way of Kings, and all of this reminds me a lot of like Dalinar's story within that. Very worthwhile, good fantasy read. I have missed many opportunities in the last few years, and you have every reason to despise me for it. Oof, harsh. I'm your child. How could I ever despise you? I was not a very good father. Not since we lost the Elder Heart anyway. I was selfish, cruel, and pained you while trying to keep you from harm. My only regret is that I failed, and we have no viable alternative in your so-called contingency plan. You know that my plan is sound. Will you let me go this time? Aye, but I'm no fool and have no intention to let you roam in deep space unsupervised. You will have a companion, an old family acquaintance, someone with the knowledge to guide, the wits to entertain, and the loyalty to accept your command in spite of your age. I call him D4QP. He will be the soul of your vessel and your savior from imminent doom if need be. Do I know him? You considered him your best friend back in the day when your mother joined the flow. Cult-like, perhaps. He was instructed not to talk to you, so it was just make-believe, but it made him tremendously proud all the same. White mane? Oh. It's like, is it a staff? I don't really understand what it is. I'm trying to picture C-3PO doing a horse neigh. Having that, like, that nervous anxiety. How does C-3PO talk? I always knew you were more than just a glorified scepter, White Mane. And what can I do for you today, young one? Hey, he actually talks. He's not just gonna, like, neigh like a horse. That's good. We don't have time to waste. I'm ready to leave. I kind of just want to go kill things in space now. The king will have a warship. There are 3 classes to choose from. A paladin is powerful but sluggish. The salamander draws strength from the arcane, while the manticore is definitely the one I'm going to pick. It's a badass name. Swift and stealthy is the name of my game. Then let's go do that. Paladin. I can't. They're either not ready, or since it's just a demo, or I'm going to go ahead and guess that's the main reason. Maybe you have to unlock them, but it's probably that. Entering Realm 1, the Kingdom Heart. There's quite a few realms to go through. I got branching choices. I gotta work my way to there. Attention, young one. Sensors have detected several armed vessels converging on your flight path. Their transponders are of royal origin, but their flight paths seem very uncharacteristic. It's as if they're scouting the area for something. They're hailing us now. What are your orders? Patch us through. I should have just started fighting. Shouldn't have even asked. Fighting is what I'm here for right now. I got an itch. Oi, rich brat. We're collecting alms for the poor. Do you have anything donatable in your cargo hold? I just think once you make it to the space level, you're probably not going to have, like, thuggish peasants. You know? They would have a whole new kind of surfer brute. I sure hope you do. Otherwise, me and the boys would have to cut your fancy ship in half and check it ourselves. Pains me to see our own troops become lowly brigands. So be it. Come and earn your prize the hard way. Or I could pay them, or I could pay them. I will fight them, obviously. We're right at the start of all this. I'm still getting my space legs under me. I'm a paladin class. Being strong and having, like, a show of force is, I think, a big part of that, you know? Oh, he spun me right around. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a good reason to go in for the more aggressive attacks, actually, is that you can get spun around when your swords collide like that. It's pretty dope. But yeah, obviously I'm going to start out with, like, some pretty aggressive tactics here. I'm killing everything if I can. I kind of wanted to backtrack and see. I think that other purple went away. It's threading the needle of those asteroids. I think when you're charged up, you automatically shoot too. Or at least that seems to be the case. I'm saying it right now, until the battles get more difficult, I'm just not going to rely on the shields very much, and I know that's a bad call, but it's just going to be how it goes. I gotta, like, learn that and integrate it a little. Used to unlock boons at various vendors in the throne room. You retain your tokens between journeys. Always, or do I have to, like, cash them in like dead cells or anything like that? Token of gratitude received for doing good deeds. You know, there's some men who were part of my father's allegiance. They fell into hard times, turned to a life of crime. I killed them. There's my good deed for the day. 3 more of those and I'm guaranteed to get into space heaven. Plasma repeater. 6 damn. Well, I would love to compare it to my existing ice. He likes it. At least. There we go, I can compare. 15 damage. Well, I kind of think maybe it's terrible then, and that I'm not gonna... I'll keep it, because you can probably sell it or something, but I doubt I'm gonna rely on it or make strong use of it. Shifty smuggler. There's a ship, small ship nearby, Little Majesty. Little Majesty? Is that the name of the ship we're seeing? I like that as a pet name. Can I call you, like, Little Horsey? It'll be like a fun thing between us. Of Marauder design, but with some modifications, I recognize it. There's a warrant out on it. Wanted for smuggling. Yeah, I gathered that, I think. Send a hail. We should probably apprehend the pilot. We got, like, rat people out in space now too. What do you want? In a rush? Very busy, much to do. Are you aware there's a warrant out for your arrest? I have to ask what's in your cargo hold. I did nothing. I bring only medicine and food. I sneak it past marauders, yes, to the villagers beyond. We got ourselves our very own Robin Hood. Marauders bribe officials, put warrants out for me, but they not catch me. I too sneaky. Well, I want to fight him because I'm jealous that it seems like he was probably the Manticore class, and that was what I wanted. Whitemane, can you scan his cargo hold, find out what he's carrying? Very well, I believe you. Be on your way quickly, though. I'm afraid not, little one. There's some kind of shielding blocking me from doing so. Seems pretty shifty there, Mr. Smuggler. Then we'll have to arrest him and inspect the cargo hold manually. Well, perhaps we can look the way now. I'm going to keep pushing this. Arrest? No arrest. You all corrupt. I not go with you. We must inspect your cargo. Power down and prepare for inspection. He's powering weapons, Little Majesty. I am Little Majesty. I love it. Maybe I'll call you like Big Horsey or something. It'll be like a tiny and like a biggie thing. We'll flip it on us because presumably the scepter is smaller than me. Also, I kind of genuinely don't remember. Whitemane. It was Whitemane. That's Big Horsey is what it is now. I'd hoped it wouldn't come to this. But at the same time, I was clearly circling it the whole time and was doing everything in my power to direct it that way. Ooh. Okay, I do like that sometimes, I guess we're like nearing orbit. There's like there's like little cities floating around on these and everything, which is really cool. I figure a one-on-one wouldn't be too crazy of a battle to take on, but now now that the battle's starting, I'm realizing like, oh crap, he's got shields and everything as well, like I have. So I guess the one-on-one battles could be a little trickier. I should maybe be prepared to expect a little bit worse. Oh god, he knocked me right out with that. I gotta be careful of his dashing move there. He's at a dashing move, but you know, he is like a rat fink of a creature, and I'm a handsome prince of a lizard. So if we were coming down to true dashingness, I may have the one up. But when it comes down to fighting in space, what the hell? That dash move was brutal. Ooh, wow. I really wish that I guess I hadn't pushed that guy so hard. Whoops. So I could give tokens to either of these, the Architect or Chamberlain, but I'm not going to be able to afford anything extra. Armor, energy, repairs, navigation, a grappler. That sounds just kind of neat. Speed. Power monger, more health per armor, and more cooldown reduction. All that sounds great. You know what all sounds cool? Oh, I didn't even realize he was boxed away in that. Like, I knew he was hooked up to it. I didn't know it closed around him. Or Wolfram. Can you just pay me play a song? I don't even have to pay him anything for that. Well, in that case, I think it's time I started another journey, because yeah, that was pretty poor first attempt. Maybe I don't fight everything that comes up against me this time around, but probably I will. A simple echo. There's not much of interest here, young one, although there's a small homestead nearby, only large enough for a single family. There's been a lot of conflict since the incursion of the Void Lords, and this homestead is quite isolated. It may be worth checking in on the inhabitants. You're right, not many patrols pass by this way. I'll send a hail and see if we get a response. Seems like the least we could do. Greetings, knight. I like the idea of us being space knights. I do dig that a lot. Forgive me for being wary, but what are you doing in this part of the kingdom? Just trying to do my good deed, man. I need one per run by my own count and measure. And this was meant to be it, but if you're going to be a dick about it, we're just passing by, noticed you're home. I was in your neck of the woods, basically. It's quite far from the nearest garrison, so we thought we'd check in and make sure everything was okay. Well, that's awfully kind of you, good sir, but it's just me and my family here. We haven't been bothered for months. In fact, it's been a while since we saw a friendly face. Would you care to join us for an evening meal? I would like that, sure. I see no reason to say no. A few hours later, I just didn't think this would be a way I could spend my time, you know? I guess it would heal me if I was injured. Did you enjoy your meal, young one? It's good for you to get to know the subjects of the kingdom, and it's good for them to see you among them. Gives them hope and builds trust in the royalty. It was simple but satisfying in a comforting way. We should come back this way someday, see how things are getting on. Oh, nice, and I get a reward. I get treasure for that. Something I truly earned. Oh, just a token. I guess that was a legitimate good deed token that time around. I wonder if this is specifically related to the number of times I've moved or the closer I get to that red space. I also wonder if coming back there would legitimately be worth it. Boy, time to pay or die. Have at these scoundrels. No tiptoeing around it this time. This time we're just immediately going for a true and proper space battle. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way, you know? Yeah. I was really trying to juice the extra blaster. Oh, I still got for 1 damage though. So you can get like a count of the number of arrows as like a measure of how far away they actually are or how far out of the screen they are. And I'm finding that to be incredibly useful. Excellent. I think that was it, right? I don't think there's anything on screen that tallies for you how many more enemies are left. But 3 has been quite common. A servo mat, consumed to repair your current armor. Only applicable if your armor is damaged, which, you know, pretty much probably always is. Hasty battle brew, 100% thrust, max speed. Consume a stack of brews to receive temporary speed. A whole stack of them. Throw back a whole flat, a whole case, 4 of them. Cool. And usable by paladin only, a bearded axe. It's so funny that they made them like broadswords and bearded axes. They didn't even try to come up with like more sci-fi oriented names. Not at all. So this guy has decent reach, which I would be sacrificing. Sacrificing attack speed. It does more damage. It has strong disorient. And in terms of like base damage, the heavy stuff, that doesn't change by a whole lot. The perfects and everything are still calculated on the same percents. They're heavy and slow, but hit hard in a wide area and disorient enemies. Executing a perfect attack spins up both blades like a hurricane. I'm for sure gonna do some whirling blading. That's how I always play Diablo. Might as well be how I play Fabular. Good day to you, traveler. Want to prepare for the future? Then I might have a lucrative business proposal for you. I'll buy your items for a low price and keep hold of them. When we meet again in the future, you can buy them back, albeit at a more reasonable price. My vaults are open for you. Let me know if I can be of service. I could maybe sell you some of the crap that I don't think I want anymore. I'm gonna hang on to all that. Honestly, none of that was that exciting to me. I saw no strong need. I don't want to buy it back later. A field of debris. It looks to be made up of material from hundreds of ships. It's a lot. It's many. That's more ships than there are bottles of beer on the wall. That puts it in perspective. I'll set a course to avoid the bulk of it. I want to know what happened here. It's impossible to say, but this region has been beset by conflict for centuries. These are likely the remains of many battles fought over many years. We could try to scavenge some resources from the remains, but the debris is densely packed. It could be difficult to maneuver through it unscathed. We should try and find something useful. Anything we find will be helpful. I would love like a mission where I fly around and don't fight things. That would be really cool. Like another excuse to get out and move around rather than in these like text-based screens. Good flying. Not every pilot can steer so well through an obstacle course like that. I'm reading a piece of equipment on sensors. It could be something useful. I'll do a flyby. That would have been so cool to have like a mini game where you actually went and flew through, and there would be more of like a cost and benefit and risk reward of potentially damaging your ship bouncing around in the debris and things like that. Like, that would be really cool. The Iron Tome of Star Duels. Melee damage plus 10%. A digitome dealing practical knowledge about starship duels. Contains knowledge passed on by countless generations of royal knights. And I can use it and learn it. I have attribute points to be spent. Oh, it costs money. Oh. Okay. Extra movement speed, armor and ship mass, and skill effect cooldowns. I'll buy a couple more speeds, honestly. I really like having that. Requires 2 POW and 2 speed. And also it costs money. Gotcha. Okay, Swift Guard reduces movement penalty in Shield Guard mode, but introduces a short cooldown. Or enhances equipped shield with additional energy resistance. I think less of a movement penalty would be something good to have. Chance for an energy orb to drop when you destroy an enemy's armor with a melee attack. And chance for an orb to drop on perfect blocking. I've not been blocking. That's not something I've been doing. I have 2 of each of those, so I can buy that as well. Cool. I just thought it would be worthwhile to like play around with some of that, learn some things. Oh, passive module. So I just had to hook that up. To unlock more gadget slots, head to Upgrades tab and purchase the Gadgeteer. Oh, there's these on the side, like different frenzies that you can build up to, but there's also the Gadgeteers for opening up extra slots. There's a fair amount of upgrading to be done. I have to be I can't go back to the place where they told me to come back sometime. I think do 1, 2, 3, and I'll be doing one without whatever it was called, star fuel, if I don't come across any. And so I'll be risking taking that damage. I'm willing to risk that once, not numerous times. We'll see. We've been hailed. The signal seems to be coming from a mansion. The home of a minor noble, by the looks of it. Hopefully I'm a bigger noble. And that they can just hook us up, if we just ask them for things. Answer it. With luck, they may be sympathetic to our cause. Baron Starfather. I bid you good day, young majesty. I'm Baron Starfather. I've been a loyal servant of your kingly father for many years. Everyone refers to him that way. I guess maybe rather than just being a king, he's everyone's kingly father. It's an interesting title. I've been informed of your quest and wish to help in any way I can. How best can I serve? I'll take a sunblast. I mean, it's kind of silly because I spent a sunblast to get here. Oh, I get more than just that. That's good, because otherwise, I spent one to get one, and that's just kind of ridiculous. Well, now that makes me wonder if I should have asked for money instead. Or I suppose I could take on a... That's the only teleport I can do. Well, that's less exciting. Certainly less exciting. I'll comb around a little bit more. I kind of like the fact that it feels like we're tracing a constellation. Scouting party. Sensors have detected several armed vessels converging on our flight path. Their transponders are of royal origin, but their flight path seems very uncharacteristic. It's as if they are scouting the area for something. They're hailing us. Patch us through, and more brigands, yes? Same thing. They'll cut us in half. No, I don't think I'll pay any Stardust. One, because I want to test out my axe. I haven't even had a chance to use my bearded axe yet. Except for trimming up the old whiskers. So I definitely want to see what they're all about, because they seem epic. I love that, pincher move. That makes me think, oh god, okay, well that's just awesome. But it also makes me think of, a praying mantis, like a big rhino beetle or something epic like that. Oh, I don't even think that guy dropped a purple Orby for me. Oh, my timing on that was atrocious. It's tough to start an attack like that from a distance and still land it appropriately. Nice. Okay. I'm rather happy with that. Okay, I'd live for the spinning move. It just feels awesome, looks ridiculous, it's so over the top. Money, money, all sorts of good things. Engine brew, refill your energy slots. Oh, the purples are my energies. Probably, yes, that would make sense. Why would I go back to here? No, it was just available. I wasn't sure why it was lit up like that. Well, that's the only spot I can use it. Maybe I officially shouldn't be doing so much of that, but I could always teleport back there, and then I have one movement space. My wares of the highest, all that good stuff. Show me what you got. That's all I have to say. Ooh, maximum energy slots. That's big if I hadn't spent all my money elsewhere. Ranged damage. A twin homing missiles. Costs 2 energy, but that does seem quite fun. I like it, but I also feel as though I should worry more about like repairing and things. Okay, I just wanted to double check and see how much that would heal me. Now that makes me feel more confident that sure, why not? I'll buy some sweet ass missiles. I think that would go there. I have been using the other ones quite often, so maybe it's a mistake. You know, alert level, harder battles, better loot. So the longer you spend flying around and doing things, the more you're cranking that up, I think. Have at thee. Well, now we got our first opportunity to witness what a harder battle might look like. Obviously, my plan here is to get some quick schwacks on this guy. Oh, he stunned me, dang it. Mostly because I just wanted purple. And then homing rockets. They don't always drop them. They don't always drop energies. Okay, I got like 5 things coming in here. I got a lot to worry about compared to other battles. I knew they'd be getting harder. It did warn me, but that's also quite tough. Even when they're in front of me like that, if they run themselves into them at that point, it still counted as me like landing at least a regular hit. Like, you know, not a full-on perfect hit or anything, but it counted as something. Well, I guess I can homing missile those guys over there. Look at the way it split around like that. That was very fun. I just enjoyed that a lot. I wanted to... I figured I might as well spend that on that enemy, no matter what the enemy type. Oh, God. Because then I'd be able to milk one more out. I think my next step is to go for like the boss battle. And I'd like to have at least one homing missile queued up for that. Unless this isn't... Oh, way out in the corner here. It's probably one more of these like stationary mine things. And I don't really want to waste... Yeah, not worth wasting any missiles on. They're pretty easy to deal with. The fact that these battles are continuing, dang, wasn't in range. I guess I wasn't prepared for the extent to which these battles would be stepping up in difficulty. This is quite risky for me. See, that's why shields blow. They don't do any good for anyone. Okay, that's tight. Some of that gets pretty tricky, man. It went from battles being almost nothing to like, that was really tense. A beacon-o-mat. Deploy at current star map node to receive teleport signals. That's really handy to have that. You can carry around and drop wherever you need. You can unlock storage, which I have not done, but could eventually, you know. I could have spent all my energy and then refilled it still. Spend that now, because I think my plan here will be to take a teleport, because that's a free move, right? And then we have one other proper move. Go and take on the baddie, Dax, the deserter. Would you believe it? It's the king's youngest, isn't it? This is him. He should probably be more intense, but that's fine. I do like the sci-fi armor combos. Hey, and this guy's clearly not a lizard. That must be a me thing. family and such, and species and so on. The kingdom has truly no hope left if you're the ones supposed to be saving it. The old fool sent you to your doom like he did with the others. Well, unfortunately for you, you can't choose your family, but I can choose who I serve. The Void Lords have far greater power than you or your feeble old man can imagine. They have the power of blue holograms. The much more powerful and deadlier hologram. I'll forgive your drivel about my father, but I will not forgive your treason. Arm yourself. You joined the Void Lords? Turned the remainder of the royal army into lowly brigands and murderers? Why? I could leave too. Your army did not need much turning. They recognized a lost cause when they saw one. Just needed to talk a little common sense into them to stand where true power resides. On one hand, there's an old fool who needlessly sends them into peril. On the other, 7 immortal champions who once defeated the Elder Dragon and gained its immeasurable power. It's really not that hard to make a choice to make. It is if you have a conscience. Wielding great power is not everything. What matters is how you use it. Well, I think it's time we put him up. Carefully, young one. Lord Dax is former banner lord of your father and a seasoned warrior. Yeah, well, you know, earlier I fought that one guy who was just like a rat. He barely even had armor or anything. I don't even know if he was humanoid. He might have just been a really big sewer rat. He kicked my ass. So I think I'm ready for Dax. Engaging him will be a menacing task and quite possibly your greatest challenge as of yet. Don't take this one lightly. It's not too late to turn around. If I don't defeat this double-crossing weasel, then I'm unfit to serve the kingdom. I'm curious if he's a weasel or if he's a weasel, like Redwall. Kind of hope he's a real weasel. Ooh, mushroom worlds. Although I don't know why there's so many worlds, you know, an entire asteroid belt of like a specific type of... Oh god. I really just want to keep my distance. Well, that was effective to get blast through like one layer of his shield. I'm glad to have that at least. Oh, no fairies got buddies. I don't like that. Oh, but you know what? If I take them out, crap. Maybe they can help me charge up my energy. I want that. I'm very scared to get up close with this thing. Oh, come on. Hey, I shielded. Damn it. But then I also just took such a huge direct hit there. Okay. I want to try and get up close. I wanted to... Oh, crap. I wanted him to go for like a melee attack so I could try and shield it and show how great I was. Like, stun him, you know, and show how great I am. And then I was going to go from there. Oh, God. Getting the shields up is so impossibly difficult. Alright. Homing missiles, super effective. Swoop around, can't let that go to waste. I'm gonna die. There's just no ifs, ands, or any others about that, is there? What the hell? I'm getting like stun locked. There's too much going on here. I'm trying to get my whirling blade out of there, and I just can't. But what I can do is shoot a couple more missiles at him. That was legitimately the only chance I had. I had like 7 health left. I don't even think I had another health after that. That was the only way I was going to get through that. I cheesed that fight so hard. Yeah, I know the rockets are awesome. It's a great prize. Fully restores one of, that's it. I need so many of those restored. I'm not doing great here, you know? You defeated me? You're so young, but so skillful. Just, you know, delicate. My delicate approach there. I'm just like we back in training. Crash car demolition derby. Powerful even. Maybe there's hope for the kingdom yet. Perhaps I was wrong. No matter now. Go ahead and finish what you started. I deserve no mercy. Get out of my way. I've had enough of you. On to the next realm then. Hiking on out of there. It's pretty funny that we just let him go. Seems like we could have set a precedent there. Realm complete, defeated by nobody yet. Attempt number 3. Oh, so that's, I guess, like it counts the tutorial or something. I don't really understand that part quite so much. Truly, I just want to go back to like the throne room, and I want to like spend my cool things that I got. Why is every... I'm specifically trying to pick a fight here and like find a battle, and every planet I stop at is people being like, good to see you, that it looks like you're having a really fun, pleasant journey. And then I say sure, and then, you know, it keeps not panning out. Here we go, finally I can push myself for a battle. Everyone was being so nice. Like 4 non-battles in a row if I would have chosen to engage with them. Here we go. Here's what I was asking for. I guess I could just smash myself into rocks if that's my... Oh! Why? I could smash myself into rocks. I don't want you to do it for me. That's obviously not what I was asking for. I should try and actually fight him. I should see if I can like practice my shielding a little bit better. I was too busy winding up to shield. I saw him coming and I couldn't do it. I tried. I did try. Maybe not for the first 1 second, but the remaining like 40 seconds I tried and it didn't count for much. 16 to spend. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit you can put that towards. The grappling hook seems like it could be cool. I don't entirely know what it does. But yeah, you would be able to start building towards some of these. I should pick something. Increase the effect of speed upgrade. Yes, speed seems useful. Percent, I guess I doubled the percent bonus, but it still does not seem like that would add a lot. It's calculating it in percents. Anyways, the game seems pretty cool. I'm interested in its weird combination of like medieval knights and ships and sci-fi and things. I'm into that. Battling is very unforgiving and very tough, and I really didn't nail that down. But I do like the types of games where you just have like random events and decisions to make and things. The story seems pretty good. It's quite compelling from what I've seen so far, if not slightly generic, but I could get into it. I'll have a link down below. It's due out later this year. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.